What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your first $1 million isn't your education, your connections, or even your current bank balance, but simply the words that come out of your mouth every single day? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, while others struggle no matter how hard they work? But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Think about this for a moment. We spend countless hours researching which smartphone to buy, which investment app to download, or which business strategy to implement. Yet we pay almost zero attention to the invisible force that's shaping our financial reality minute by minute. Our language. Has this ever happened to you? You catch yourself saying things like, "I can't afford that," "money doesn't grow on trees," or "that's way too expensive for me," and then wonder why abundance seems to keep its distance. What if these seemingly innocent phrases are actually powerful cosmic commands you're unknowingly sending to the universe? The truth is, your words are not just expressions of your thoughts, they're activation keys to universal financial laws. Every syllable that leaves your lips is like punching in a cosmic code, placing specific orders with the universe about what you want to receive. And right now, whether you realize it or not, your speech patterns are either summoning wealth or repelling it. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what I'm about to share might completely transform how you speak, and consequently, how much money flows into your life. The wealthiest people I've studied aren't just lucky, smarter, or more hardworking than everyone else. They've simply deciphered an ancient prosperity code that's been hiding in plain sight since the beginning of time. While most people struggle with affirmations that feel as authentic as a $3 bill, millionaires have mastered a language pattern that automatically magnetizes money toward them. It's almost as if they're speaking a different dialect altogether, one that the universe responds to with immediate abundance. What you're about to discover might surprise you, because this isn't about positive thinking, vision boards, or any of the manifestation techniques you've likely tried before. This is about understanding the literal, almost mechanical way that the universe processes your verbal commands and delivers experiences that match exactly what you've ordered. Imagine if you could speak a single sentence that would command the universe to release your first $1 million. Would you be interested in knowing what that sentence is? And more importantly, how to say it in a way that the universe can't possibly misinterpret? The fascinating thing about this prosperity code is that it doesn't require years of study or spiritual enlightenment to master. In fact, once you understand the fundamental principle behind it, you'll wonder how you ever missed something so obvious. If you're ready to transform your financial reality through the power of your words, subscribe to the channel now. I share powerful techniques that help you command wealth into your life with simple language shifts that most people miss completely. You see, here's where most people get it completely wrong. They stand in front of mirrors reciting affirmations like, "I am wealthy," or "money flows to me easily," while their bank account is screaming with overdraft notices. And in that moment, a profound cognitive dissonance is created. Your conscious mind is saying one thing while your reality is showing you something entirely different. It's this inner conflict that causes most manifestation. Techniques to fail spectacularly. They're like chocolate teapots. They look impressive and promising on the outside, but the moment you try to use them for their intended purpose, they melt into a disappointing mess. The revelations I've uncovered through years of studying wealth psychology show that hollow affirmations without alignment are actually reinforcing your current financial reality, not transforming it. The hidden truth that's rarely discussed in manifestation circles is that the fundamental differentiator between those who struggle financially and those who seem to magnetize money isn't what most people think. It's not your education level. It's not your family background. It's not even your starting circumstances or how many hours you work. The true distinction lies in something far more subtle, yet infinitely more powerful. The invisible energy patterns created through your everyday speech. Your words are literally crafting your financial reality in real time. creating a vibrational blueprint that the universe responds to with remarkable precision. Think about this journey of transformation. Every time you open your mouth to talk about money, you're either constructing bridges to abundance or building walls around scarcity. And the fascinating part is that most people have no awareness of this process happening hundreds of times each day. When you say things like, "I never have enough," or "Why is everything so expensive?" you're not just describing your current reality, you're actually placing an order with the universe for more of the same experience. It's like walking into a restaurant and specifically requesting disappointment with a side of financial stress, then wondering why that's what keeps showing up on your plate. Now, I want to go even deeper into this mindset shift that occurs when you begin monitoring your prosperity language. Because once you understand this prosperity game, you can begin playing it immediately, today, in this very moment, with your next sentence. Behind the scenes of every millionaire's success story is a decision they made long before the money showed up in their bank account. They decided to speak as if they were already the person they were becoming. They eliminated what I call poverty talk from their vocabulary and replaced it with language that aligns with abundance. This isn't about lying to yourself or others. It's about understanding the impact that your words have on your energy, field, your decision-making, and ultimately, the opportunities that are drawn to you. When you speak the language of lack, you become blind to the abundance that's already surrounding you. Consider how different your financial journey might look if you began speaking differently right now. If you had a magic genie that granted every single wish you verbalized, how much more careful would you be with your words? The universe is that genie, and it's been listening all along. Write in the comments, "I'm watching my words," if you've suddenly realized how your everyday language might be sabotaging your financial future. Let me share something that completely revolutionized my understanding of universal laws. Every single word you speak is essentially a cosmic order form being submitted to the universe. This isn't metaphorical. It's a fundamental principle of how reality operates at an energetic level. When you declare something out loud, it's like dropping a pebble into a vast universal pond. Those ripples don't just dissipate, they travel outward, creating patterns and eventually returning to you as experiences that perfectly match the vibration you've sent out. This revelation transformed my entire approach to personal development. I began to notice how my casual comments about finances were creating my reality with stunning precision. When I would casually mention, "I never have enough money at the end of the month," the universe would dutifully ensure that experience continued. It wasn't punishing me. It was simply fulfilling my order with impeccable customer service. The awakening moment comes when you realize you've been unconsciously placing orders for limitation, struggle, and scarcity your entire life. It's like walking into the most abundant cosmic restaurant with an infinite menu of possibilities and repeatedly ordering the financial disappointment special with a side of "there's never enough," and then wondering why that same meal keeps appearing on your table. Behind the velvet curtain of wealth creation lies this extraordinary discovery. Wealthy individuals aren't just thinking differently about money. They're speaking an entirely different financial language altogether. Their vocabulary creates energetic pathways that naturally lead to abundance, while most people's speech patterns construct barriers that block prosperity from flowing to them. Listen carefully to someone who has mastered the art of wealth creation. You'll notice they never say things like, "I can't afford that," or "that's too expensive." Instead, they use phrases like, "I'm choosing to allocate my resources differently right now," or "I'm exploring the most strategic investment for this capital." Same situation, completely different energy signatures sent to the universe. The wealthy have discovered something that seems almost too simple to be true. The universe functions like the most literal-minded waiter you've ever encountered. It doesn't interpret your orders or try to figure out what you really meant. It simply delivers exactly what you've requested through your words, without judgment or creative interpretation. Your journey toward financial transformation begins with this profound shift in how you communicate about money. Every declaration is either opening doors to abundance or reinforcing walls of limitation. The decision point happens in that microsecond before you speak. Will you default to the familiar language of lack, or will you consciously choose words that align with the prosperity you're creating? This mindset revolution isn't about pretending to have money you don't have. It's about speaking from the energy of the person who is actively creating wealth rather than the person who is trapped in scarcity. The distinction is subtle, but incredibly powerful in its impact on your financial destiny. Drop a comment saying, "I'm choosing my words carefully now," if you're starting to see how your everyday language might be the master key to unlocking the abundance you've been seeking all along. Let's explore this concept more deeply because it reveals something extraordinary about how the universe operates. Imagine the cosmic system as the most precise waiter you've ever encountered, one who brings exactly what you order, without substitutions, creative interpretations, or trying to guess what you really meant. This cosmic waiter doesn't care about your tone of voice, your intentions, or even your deepest desires. It responds solely to the specific orders you place through your words. This hidden truth explains why so many people remain trapped in financial cycles they desperately want to escape. They say things like, "I'll never get out of debt," or "I always struggle with money." And the universe, being the perfect servant, says, "Your wish is my command," and creates exactly that experience. The revelation here is that your financial reality isn't happening to you. It's responding to you. Behind the eye, scenes of this universal principle is something even more fascinating. The universe doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It simply delivers more of whatever you're focusing on through your speech. When you say, "I don't want to be broke anymore," the universe hears broke and brings more of that experience. It's like typing, "Don't show me cats" into a search engine. You'll still get cats in your results. This explains one of the most profound mindset shifts that separates millionaires from everyone else. The wealthy aren't necessarily smarter, more talented, or harder working than you. What they've mastered is the art of aligning their speech with their desired creations rather than their current circumstances or fears. Listen to someone who has achieved financial freedom, and you'll notice they've systematically eliminated what I call poverty talk from their vocabulary. They never say things like, "I can't afford that," "That's too expensive," or "Money is tight right now." Instead, they've replaced these limiting expressions with language that opens doors rather than builds barriers. Your journey toward financial transformation begins with this decision. Will you continue speaking the language of limitation, or will you adopt the speech patterns that naturally create abundance? This isn't about denying reality. It's about choosing which reality you want to create more of through your words. The impact of this single change can ripple through every area of your financial life. When you stop telling stories of struggle and start speaking as if you're already the wealthy person you're becoming, something miraculous happens. Your brain begins to search for evidence to support your new narrative. Opportunities you were previously blind to suddenly become visible. Solutions emerge where before you only saw problems. This transformation doesn't require special education, connections, or even extraordinary talent. It simply requires awareness of the words leaving your mouth and the courage to choose different ones, even when your current circumstances seem to contradict them. If you're starting to recognize how your everyday speech might be the invisible force keeping wealth at a distance, write, "I'm upgrading my vocabulary," in the comments below. Now let me share a profound insight that changed everything for me. Those seemingly innocent phrases you use every day are actually powerful financial spells you're casting on your own future. Think about it this way. If you had a magic genie that granted every single thing you verbalized, how differently would you speak? You'd immediately stop saying things like, "I can't afford that," "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "I'm broke," wouldn't you? The awakening moment comes when you realize these casual statements aren't just descriptions of your current reality. They're incantations that lock that reality in place. Each time you declare, "I'm terrible with money," or "I'll never be financially free," you're essentially performing a ritual that commands the universe to maintain those conditions in your life. The hidden truth is that your words carry an energetic signature that shapes your financial destiny far more powerfully than most people realize. Join our prosperity community by hitting subscribe right now. This way, you'll never miss the language secrets that millionaires use daily to communicate with the universe and manifest abundance effortlessly. This revelation completely transformed my relationship with prosperity. I began to notice how often these limiting declarations were slipping past my awareness and into the universe as orders. Even seemingly harmless comments like, "I wish I could afford that," or jokes about being broke, were actually sophisticated spells I was casting on my own financial future, and the universe was responding with remarkable precision. The journey toward financial transformation begins with a decision to become a detective of your own speech patterns. For the next week, I challenge you to bring conscious awareness to how you speak about money. Don't try to change anything yet. Simply observe and gather data. Notice how many times you speak from a place of financial lack. Count how often phrases like, "That's too expensive," "I wish I could afford," or "living paycheck to paycheck" escape your lips. This mindset shift, from unconscious speaking to conscious awareness, is the essential first step toward commanding your first million from the universe. Most people never make this shift because they don't realize how their casual comments are actively creating their financial reality. They focus on external strategies like investments or side hustles without addressing the root cause of their financial condition, the vibrational orders they're placing through their words. Behind the scenes of this practice is something profound. You're not judging yourself for these patterns. You're simply gathering valuable intelligence about the invisible forces shaping your prosperity. Think of it as taking inventory before you restock your entire mental warehouse with new, abundance-aligned language patterns. The impact of this awareness exercise alone might shock you. Most people discover they're making dozens, sometimes hundreds, of scarcity-based declarations every single day without ever realizing it. From complaints about prices to jokes about being broke to expressions of financial worry. These verbal patterns create a consistent energy signature that the universe faithfully matches. Your breakthrough begins the moment you shine the light of awareness on these unconscious patterns. Because what you can see clearly, you can change intentionally. And when you change your financial language, you literally change the orders you're placing with the cosmic restaurant. If you're committed to becoming a detective of your own speech patterns this week, write, "I'm tracking my money." Talk in the comments below. Now let me share a powerful revelation that completely reshapes how we understand prosperity. Abundance isn't something you need to chase, beg for, or prove yourself worthy of. It's actually your natural state of being. This mindset transformation is fundamental to commanding your first million from the universe. When you truly internalize that abundance is your go even deeper into this topic by addressing something that many prosperity teachers completely overlook: the profound impact of your language environment on your financial consciousness. Think of your prosperity mindset like a delicate garden. Your own language patterns are the seeds you plant, but the language you're surrounded by is the climate those seeds grow in. In our modern world, we're constantly marinating in a soup of financial scarcity language. From news headlines about economic crises, to social media complaints about inflation, to casual conversations about how everything is so expensive. This constant exposure to lack-focused communication makes maintaining your own abundance patterns extraordinarily challenging. The awakening comes when you begin intentionally curating your language environment with the same care you'd give to your physical environment. This might mean being more selective about the conversations you engage in, the social media you consume, and even the news you watch. I'm not suggesting you live in a bubble, but I am advocating for conscious choices about the linguistic climate you're exposing yourself to daily. Seek out content creators, books, podcasts, and communities that speak the language of possibility and growth. Surround yourself with people who talk about opportunities rather than limitations, solutions rather than problems, abundance rather than scarcity. Your prosperity consciousness is profoundly influenced by the dominant language patterns you're exposed to. If you're ready to be more intentional about the language environment you're immersing yourself in, write, "I'm curating my prosperity climate" in the comments below. Now let me share a practical tool that will completely transform how you implement these prosperity principles in your daily life. I call it an abundance phrase book, a personalized collection of 20-30 powerful declarations that align with your specific financial desires and feel authentically yours. Think of it as your prosperity pocket guide, something you can reference throughout the day whenever you catch yourself about to speak from lack. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that your mind needs ready alternatives when you're breaking deeply ingrained speech patterns. It's not enough to simply stop saying limiting phrases. You need powerful replacements that resonate at a soul level. Your abundance phrasebook becomes that crucial resource in moments when your old programming wants to default to scarcity language. Behind the scenes of this practice is a profound psychological principle. Having pre-prepared language patterns dramatically increases your ability to interrupt habitual speech. When you catch yourself about to say, "I can't afford that," having immediate access to an alternative like, "I'm choosing to invest my resources differently right now," makes the transformation process significantly easier. Your personalized abundance phrasebook might include declarations like, "Money flows to me easily and consistently. I'm always in the right place at the right time for financial opportunities. I trust my ability to create wealth. I'm grateful for my expanding prosperity. I see abundance evidence everywhere I look." These become your go-to responses when life triggers your old scarcity programming. Now, I want to emphasize something absolutely crucial about this practice. These phrases must feel authentic to you. This isn't about reciting hollow affirmations that create internal conflict. It's about crafting language that genuinely resonates with your personal style and beliefs about prosperity. Effective abundance language feels aligned and natural, not forced or fake. The journey toward commanding your first million accelerates dramatically when you select prosperity phrases that actually feel good when you say them. If declaring, "I am a money magnet," makes you roll your eyes or feels disconnected from your experience, it will create resistance, rather than alignment. But perhaps, "I'm consistently improving my relationship with money," or "I trust my ability to solve financial challenges creatively," might feel more authentic. The awakening comes when you recognize that the power of these phrases isn't in their positivity, it's in their resonance. A statement that feels genuinely aligned with your values and beliefs, even if it's more measured than dramatically positive, will create far more transformation than a grandiose declaration that feels foreign to your authentic self. Take time to craft your abundance phrasebook with statements that actually light you up when you say them. Test each phrase by speaking it aloud and noticing how it feels in your body. Does it create expansion or contraction? Does it feel like something you would actually say, or does it feel like someone else's language? The phrases that create genuine resonance are the ones that will transform your prosperity consciousness. If you're inspired to create your own abundance phrasebook with declarations that authentically resonate with you, write, "My prosperity phrases are ready," in the comments below. Now let me share something fascinating that happens as you begin implementing these abundance language patterns in your daily life. As your speech transforms from scarcity to prosperity consciousness, you'll notice something remarkable. Other people will begin responding to you differently. There's an energetic shift that occurs when you stop speaking from lack and limitation and start speaking from possibility and abundance. People can feel this shift, even if they can't consciously identify what's changed about you. The revelation here is that your language creates what I call your presence signature, the subtle energetic field that either attracts or repels opportunities, connections, and resources. When you consistently speak from prosperity consciousness, you literally alter the vibrational frequency you're broadcasting to the world. It's like switching from a static-filled radio station to one with crystal-clear reception. Behind the scenes of this transformation is something truly extraordinary. People are unconsciously drawn to those who radiate possibility rather than limitation. Think about it. Who would you rather spend time with? Someone who constantly complains about financial struggles and emphasizes what they can't do? Or someone who speaks with quiet confidence about the opportunities they're creating and the possibilities they're exploring? The journey toward commanding your first million accelerates dramatically when you develop what I call a magnetic presence through your prosperity speech. This isn't about becoming artificially positive or putting on a performance of wealth. It's about genuinely shifting how you communicate about money, opportunity, and possibility in ways that others can feel, even if they can't articulate what's different about your energy. This magnetic presence creates a fascinating ripple effect in your life. You'll find that opportunities start coming to you more naturally. People will think of you when they hear about job openings, business collaborations, or investment possibilities. This happens not because you've been asking for these opportunities, but because your language has shifted you from repelling abundance to attracting it. The mindset transformation here is profound. You're no longer chasing opportunities from a place of desperation. Instead, you're magnetically drawing them toward you through your aligned prosperity language. You become the kind of person that others naturally want to include, support, and do business with. This isn't magical thinking. It's the subtle psychology of human connection and opportunity flow. When you speak from confidence, possibility, and expectation rather than need, doubt, and limitation, you activate completely different responses in the people around you. The hidden truth is that most opportunities in life come through other people, and your language directly influences how those people perceive your readiness for bigger possibilities. Notice how differently people respond when you say, "I'm exploring several promising income streams right now," versus, "I really need to find a way to make more money." Same essential meaning, completely different energetic impact on the listener. One positions you as an empowered creator actively building prosperity. The other positions you as someone lacking resources and needing rescue. If you've already noticed shifts in how people respond to you when you speak from abundance rather than scarcity, write "My energy is shifting" in the comments below. Now, I want to address a critical misconception that sometimes emerges when people begin working with prosperity language. Speaking abundantly isn't a substitute for taking action. It's the energetic foundation that makes your actions dramatically more effective. This isn't about choosing between language or action. It's about recognizing that aligned language transforms the quality of every action you take. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that actions taken from a scarcity mindset create fundamentally different results than identical actions taken from an abundance mindset. When you operate from prosperity-aligned language, you make better decisions, enter negotiations with quiet confidence rather than desperate need, and demonstrate a willingness to invest in growth rather than clinging to safety. Behind the scenes of this principle is a fascinating psychological dynamic. Your language creates your emotional state, which directly influences your decision-making capacity. When you consistently speak from lack, "I need this deal," or "I'm in trouble," you activate your sympathetic nervous system, triggering fight-or-flight responses that literally shut down your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for strategic thinking and creative problem-solving. The transformation happens when you align your language with abundance before taking action. Instead of approaching opportunities from desperation, you move from a centered place of possibility. This subtle shift completely changes how others perceive you, how you evaluate options, and ultimately, the quality of results you create through your actions. Let me share how this applies specifically to job searches and business opportunities, areas where your language creates immediate and tangible impacts. When approaching potential employers or clients from scarcity, you might say things like, "I hope someone will hire me," or "Please give me a chance," or "I really need this job." These statements, while honest, broadcast desperation, an energy that typically repels the very opportunities you're seeking. The mindset breakthrough comes when you replace these with confident abundance statements. I'm excited to find the perfect role where I can contribute my unique value, or I know there's an ideal match for my skills and experience. Can you feel the energetic difference? The first approach comes from lack, the second, from aligned expectation. Employers, clients, and business partners can absolutely feel this difference, even if they can't consciously identify what creates that feeling. One positions you as needing rescue, the other positions you as bringing value. One creates subtle pressure, the other creates space for mutual exploration of fit. One radiates scarcity, the other embodies confident abundance. This journey of transformation extends to every aspect of professional advancement, from how you describe your experience in interviews, to how you negotiate compensation, to how you present your services or products. In each case, your language creates the energetic foundation that either attracts or repels the opportunities you desire. If you've noticed how your language has been affecting your professional opportunities, and you're ready to shift how you present yourself in the world, write, "I speak my value into existence," in the comments below. Now, I want to give you something immediately actionable, your first step on this transformative journey. Rather than trying to change everything at once, begin with what I call the 24-hour language audit. Starting right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Simply observe your financial language without trying to change it yet. This awareness exercise alone will create profound revelations about your prosperity patterns. Set a timer on your phone to go off every 2 hours during your waking hours. When it does, take a moment to reflect on how you've been speaking about money since the last reminder. Have you complained about prices? Made jokes about being broke? Expressed worry about bills? Simply notice without judgment, perhaps jotting down what you observe in a small notebook or your phone's notes app. The awakening that comes from this practice is often shocking. Most people have absolutely no idea how consistently they speak from financial lack until they begin this conscious tracking. You might discover that you make dozens, sometimes hundreds, of scarcity-based declarations in a single day without ever realizing it. This illumination is the essential first step toward commanding your financial destiny. Behind the scenes of this practice is a powerful psychological principle. What remains unconscious cannot be transformed. By bringing awareness to your current language patterns, you're shining light on the invisible forces that have been shaping your financial reality. This isn't about self-criticism. It's about gathering intelligence about your own prosperity programming. The revelation that changed everything in my own journey was understanding that awareness must precede transformation. Trying to change your language patterns before becoming fully conscious of them is like trying to rebuild a house in the dark. You can't effectively modify what you can't clearly see. This 24-hour period of simple observation creates the foundation for every prosperity shift that follows. Now, I want to share the most powerful insight I've discovered in my years of studying wealth consciousness. If you want to become a millionaire, you must start speaking like one today. Not when your bank account shows 7 figures, not when you feel worthy enough, not when circumstances seem perfect, but right now, in this very moment, with your very next sentence. This mindset revolution completely transforms how we understand manifestation. Your words aren't merely describing your current reality, they're creating your future reality. The universe isn't waiting for your circumstances to change before responding to your commands. It's responding to the commands you're giving right now through your everyday language. The journey toward financial freedom accelerates dramatically when you make this one pivotal decision: to speak from the identity of the wealthy person you're becoming rather than the limited person you've been. This isn't about pretending or fabricating. It's about accessing the expanded version of yourself that already exists in potential and allowing that version to speak through you now. If you're ready to stop waiting for external circumstances to change before you change your language, write "I speak as my wealthy self now" in the comments below. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of transformation. What you've discovered here isn't just another manifestation technique. It's a fundamental rewiring of how you communicate with the universe about prosperity. The sentence that commands your first million isn't some magical incantation. It's the consistent language pattern that aligns your energy with abundance rather than scarcity. Remember, every word you speak is either opening doors to wealth or building walls around limitation. The choice is yours with every sentence. The universe is listening not just to your conscious requests, but to your casual declarations, your everyday comments, and your habitual phrases about money. If you found value in these insights today, I'd love for you to hit the like button. It helps others discover these principles that have transformed so many lives. Our community is growing with people just like you who are reclaiming their financial power through conscious language. And if this message resonated with your soul today, leave a comment saying, "I command my millions now." I read every comment and love connecting with those who are serious about their prosperity journey. For those ready to go even deeper into these principles, there's a video right here that explores the 7-day prosperity protocol that builds on everything we've discussed today. Click and continue with me there as we take these concepts from understanding to implementation. Until next time, remember, your wealthy identity isn't waiting for you in some distant future. It's available now, in this moment, through the words you choose to speak. The universe is ready to deliver exactly what you're ordering through your language. What will you choose to say?